Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. Pop it, pop it. Drop the top, play hide and seek. Jump inside.
It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From FedEx Forum, just off Beale Street in downtown Memphis. Tonight, it's the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Houston Rockets. Conley. His first effort off the mark.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
The assist from number 17, PJ Tucker.
Conley into the front court. Down 2 to Gasol. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Here's Paul. Controlling the offense. Beyond the arc for 3. Message received. Well defended. To Conley. Mike Conley missed his first. That one goes.
I know these mishaps happen defensively, but sometimes this can be the best thing for an offensive player who maybe hasn't found his rhythm yet. Don't let him get going.
Oh, I had him going there for a second. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free 2.
James Harden, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 85% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first. Able to convert on both free throws. Coming off a disappointing year, Jay, just 22 wins for Memphis. What has to happen for them to make the jump into relevance again?
Well, they're clearing cap space, which is good for the future of the franchise. Number 2, they're starting to get healthy when you get a guy like Mike Conley back. And number 3, you have young prospects who are actually solid draft picks when you think about Jaren Jackson and Javon Carter trying to rebuild, once again, the new grind city.
Crushes down the slam. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
The assist from number 3, Chris Paul.
It's Grizzlies ball.
Got some for him.
I'm here. I got ball.
Oh, he had him there for a second. To Conley. For 3. Good contest on the 3. Conley misses.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
And Chris Paul, quick catch and shoot there for 3. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Harden in possession, down by 1. To Gasol. Jaren Jackson over to the right side. Short jumper off the mark. To Paul. Clint Capella. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
To Conley. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. They swarm Jaren Jackson. Missed the shot. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
James Ennis has got 2 shots coming. A career 81% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. And He makes them both. Across the timeline, it's Conley. They're down 3. That's good D. Shot no good. Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here, because that was not an easy look.
Deep right corner from long range. Well, their first 3, and they're right back in it within a possession in this first quarter.
Well, I don't want to live in the past, but if you got a couple of those that dropped earlier, you could have had a nice lead. Now, we got a dogfight.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Harden has it up the floor. And a chance coming up at the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
James Harden at the line for 2 shots. He's perfect from the line so far. First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Conley into the front court. Less than a minute to go in a tightly played first quarter. Nice finish at the rim.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Paul buries it on the catch and shoot. There's a 6th sense
Here on the same team with CP3. You should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Paul with it up top. Leads 3. Nene gets it in the left corner. Harden. He was all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
And count the basket.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
That's it for the first quarter with the Rockets in front. On to the second quarter. Jay, I don't know if we're going to see quite that level of offensive production that we saw to start this one.
I don't know if I'm watching an all-star game or a regular season game, because I'm telling you right now, Ed, if it was the regular season, which it is, by the way, you probably want to see some teams play some defense.
Harden to Paul.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Harden. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Lets it fly from long range. Always has a chance for Tucker, but not that time. Jay, Marc Gasol, Mike Conley, they're proven commodities. But what about the rest of this Memphis roster?
Well, Ed, that's been one of the criticisms of the Grizzlies, is that when a guy like Mike Conley goes down, who can fill in that void? Now, I give them a lot of credit in the offseason. They bring in Shelvin Mack. They find a way to sign Kyle Anderson, which is big-time land for them in free agency. And look what they've done in the draft over the past 2 years. Last year in 2017, they get Dylan Brooks and Ivan Rabb, giving them depth at those positions. Now they get a guy like Javon Carter in the second round who can apply pressure at the point guard spot. And when you land Jaren Jackson, you're on your way.
And he draws contact. 2 shots coming up for the Spaniard, the All-Star, Marc Gasol.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Goes 2 for 2. Paul into the front court. We're a minute into the second quarter. Short jumper, won't fall. To Kyle Anderson. And strokes it.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
The assist from number 3.
Now Paul with the basketball. Leads just a point. To P.J. Tucker. Oh, they called the foul.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
That's his second.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Number 1. Stepping in for the Rockets. Number 2, Brandon Knight.
Paul to P.J. Tucker.
The game for Memphis. Number 13.
Nene with the dunk.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Going to launch beyond the arc. Here's a chance from long range. It's rebounded by Gasol. To Jaren Jackson. From the painted area, won't go down. Nene. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Eric Gordon finished second in the Sixth Man of the Year voting after winning the previous year. But what's even more astonishing is watching his development at his time in Houston. In New Orleans, often it looked like he was lost. But there's no doubt about it. In H-Town last year, he found a second life.
Shot from the lane won't go. Conley into the front court. They trail by 1. Knocked loose. Add 2 points to the board.
That's what you like. That rip through right into the shot. That's smooth.
Have to respect all elements of his game. To P.J. Tucker. Denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
It's rejected by Tucker.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
And scores. Strong take.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
To Kyle Anderson. Who left in Houston? Luke Bamute to the Clippers, Trevor Ariza to Phoenix. So, Jay, how do the Rockets adapt without 2 key wing defenders this year?
Well, other guys need to step up. I think you need to see P.J. Tucker step up. Gerald Green, we all know how explosive he is offensively, but he needs to make that applicable to the defensive end. Michael Carter-Williams is another big acquisition. He's a bigger guard who can use his length to deter shots. And also another kid, Markel Brown. He played at Oklahoma State, extremely athletic, explosive on the perimeter. If these guys can do it by committee, that might be enough to eclipse the Golden State Warriors.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll talk things over in a 1-point basketball game. New blood coming in for both sides.
Into the game for the Grizzlies.
Paul. Now that's a contest. Across the timeline, it's Conley. It's a 1-point game as we approach halftime. And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. Memphis, they've got it. Conley picked up by Paul. buries it. Jay, they'll take that any day.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go.
Nothing going here on that drive. 17-footer at the buzzer. It's good at the buzzer. Nice finish and more cash in the bank as we hit the break. Time expires to end the first half. The Grizzlies out in front. Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. Paul across the timeline. His guys down 3. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Love the hustle. Sprawled down on the deck. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Grizzlies. Harden. The rebound's pulled down by the Grizzlies. Oh, he got...
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Conley. He engulfed him that time.
He had such a great first half, but obvious adjustments were made defensively to shut him down, and now he's really starting to struggle.
Grizzlies own the basketball. Oh, Capella up to block it. Curling inside. 4-3. Oh, he hits the 3.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Harden into the front court. The deficit is 6. To Paul. Fires the 3. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Oh, had him going there for a second. From the outside, no good.
And Ed, these are the kind of games that haunt you when you're on your team bus and you're scrolling through social media and you see all the memes being made about you, all the clips being done about all your missed shots. That can only get you motivated to get back in the gym and get ready for the next one.
For the Houston Rockets.
James Ennis, couple of free throws on the way. Hasn't missed yet. And he connects on the first free throw. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Memphis with the rock. Conley guarded by CP3. Misses.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Conley into the front court. Leads 4. And 2 more points. The defense had him, but the good shooters find a way.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Send it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
And the defender over pursues, and he's called for it.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Time to shuffle things up.
The game for the Rockets. Number 1, Michael
Tucker. Picked up by Memphis. Has a look. Missed that one. His coach cannot be a happy camper. There will be no shortage of shots for Carmelo Anthony in Mike D'Antoni's offense, Jay. Why is it a good fit for Melo in Houston?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, if there's one guy you need to trust, his name is Daryl Morey. And the Houston Rockets organization is a stat-driven culture. So he understands at this juncture where Carmelo Anthony is in his relationship to his career. Playing with 2 pass-first type PGs in James Harden and CP3, who averaged a combined 12.5, 13 assists last year, will open up the floor extensively for Carmelo to knock down those jump shots.
To Jaren Jackson. Knocked loose. Wow, look at him dive for the loose ball. Had a chance, but it's no good. To Jaren Jackson. Jaren Jackson with the dunk.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Jaren Jackson.
I got blocked.
Goes to the left side. Conley buries the three. He's too good to leave that open.
And if you're on D right now, if you're off on the weak side, stunt towards the driver. That means fake at him. Don't overcommit. Stunt, then get back to your stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
Fast pace. Mike D'Antoni giving his guys a breather.
Our thanks go to those who have already participated in.
Nene to Carter Williams. Three. Good contest. No good for Carter Williams. And he's going to the free throw line.
I say this a lot, and it's only because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report. Know who you can and should send to the line. This is a case of knowing a shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
First try, no good. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Knight into the front court. Trailing by 14. To Carter Williams.
1 minute remaining in the third quarter.
Rockets with 4 to shoot. Carter Williams. For 3. Great defense, forcing the miss.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Nene to Carter Williams. Has a chance. Wide open look, won't go.
If I'm the player that just missed that shot, just because you're open doesn't mean you need to shoot. You can put the ball down on the ground and drive to the rim.
Grizzlies at the controls right now. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Marc Gasol. Very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
I'm laughing because when you look at Marc Gasol, he's not the fastest big guy in the game. He's not the smoothest, nor is he the best shooter. But you know what he is? He's prepared and he's experienced. That's why you can get you 17 to 18 to 19 points per night or more, and you get a tough low post presence.
From long range, Jackson comes down with the rebound.
I got him. I got ball. I got ball.
Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. This quarter is over, and a nice advantage for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies get the first crack at it as we begin the fourth quarter. And if they were looking good at halftime, Jay, they're really looking good now.
They really turned up that intensity in the third quarter. They were looking to put this game out of reach, and they've come out close to doing it.
Gets a shot up, off the mark. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
To Gasol. Conley to Kyle Anderson. Gets it in the right corner. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Doesn't get the bounce. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Free throw good. A 3-point play. And they're back within single digits. Down by 9. It's Grizzlies ball. Conley matched up with Paul. Lets it fly from long range. Not going down here. Nene. And they called a foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Harden driving right to the basket. Going to launch beyond the arc. To Jaren Jackson. Conley, there's the toss. A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Can't connect from inside. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Jaren Jackson to Kyle Anderson. Here's a chance from long range. That bothered Kyle Anderson. Well defended. Return label included.
The offense might want to adjust here. That's his 4th block of the evening.
And they call it.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Trying to cash in. Gets a look. Can't hit.
We call some of these players practice players. You know the guys, because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
Conley into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Tucker to Harden. Just not going down. To Jaren Jackson. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time. And Jay, they call the foul.
And you can't lunge like that.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Final 2 minutes. Subbing in for Houston, number 10, Eric
Conley. Short jumper won't fall. Taken away by the Grizzlies.
I tried to work the clock here, but you have to take care of the ball in this possession.
No good. They love this hustle. To Conley. Shot from the lane won't go. From the painted area, won't go down. To Conley, to the rim. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Harden. Rebound Jackson.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whew, that's a scary thing to watch.
Conley against Chris Paul. 4-3. Mike Conley Jr. showing no ill effects from the injury that kept him out.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
Smug. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Jaren Jackson. Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
add 2 points to the board.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. His guys hold a commanding lead. Cash is in. Someone has to get into a zip code. Paul. That misses with 3 seconds left. Grizzlies get the victory as they win this one handily. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.